That's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
What if a man who's been exposed as a heartless monster, someone who allegedly used his power to control and hurt women for years, could walk free because of a single signature from President Trump? Sean Diddy Combs, once a king of hip-hop, is now on trial for some of the darkest accusations imaginable. Yet just days ago, Trump hinted he might pardon Diddy, letting him escape the justice millions are screaming for. This isn't just a trial, it's a battle between right and wrong, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Diddy's legacy isn't what it used to be. Once hailed as a music mogul who built an empire with Bad Boy Records, he's now seen as a man who thrived on power and fear. Witnesses in his Manhattan trial have painted a chilling picture of a man who allegedly dominated women, forcing them into situations they couldn't escape. Cassie Ventura, his ex-girlfriend, broke down on the stand, describing years of torment, beatings, threats, and being coerced into events called freak-offs, where she had no choice but to comply. Over 60 lawsuits echo the same story, a man who saw women as objects to control, not people to respect. This isn't the Diddy the world once adored, this is a monster hiding behind fame and wealth. But could he really walk free? The trial, now in its third week as of May 30th, 2025, has exposed Diddy's alleged cruelty in ways that are hard to ignore. A 2016 hotel video shown in court captured him dragging Cassie down a hallway, kicking her while she was down, and throwing a vase at her. Actions that left the courtroom in stunned silence. Another witness, a former assistant known as Mia, shared her own nightmare, saying Diddy targeted her at his 40th birthday bash, leaving her shattered. Prosecutors say he orchestrated drug-fueled events, forcing women into days-long ordeals with male escorts, all while using threats to keep them silent. Diddy's team claims it was all consensual, but the evidence tells a different story. A man who allegedly thrived on dominance, showing no remorse for the lives he scarred. And someone's not staying quiet. On May 30th, Trump dropped a bombshell that left jaws on the floor. Speaking in the Oval Office, he said he'd look at the facts if asked to pardon Diddy, claiming he'd consider it if Diddy was mistreated. Mistreated? The word alone sparked outrage, given the mountain of allegations against Diddy. Trump admitted no one's formally asked for a pardon, but some people are close to asking, and he'd weigh the situation regardless of Diddy's past criticisms of him. Back in 2020, Diddy had slammed Trump's leadership, saying black communities didn't care about his tomfoolery. Now, with Diddy facing a possible life sentence, Trump's comments feel like a slap in the face to every woman who's come forward. But how did we get here? Enter 50 Cent, Diddy's longtime rival, who's not about to let this slide. On May 31st, he took to Instagram, sharing a clip of Trump's comments and writing, "He said some really bad things about Trump. It's not okay. I'm going to reach out so he knows how I feel about this guy." In a follow-up post, he doubled down, saying, "Trump doesn't take well to disrespect and wouldn't pardon someone like Diddy while focused on making America great again." 50 Cent even clarified he's not trying to nuke anything, just making sure Trump knows the truth. This feud isn't new. During the trial, Diddy's former assistant Capricorn Clark testified that Diddy had an issue with 50 Cent, even saying he preferred guns over back-and-forth drama. 50 Cent stepping up as the voice of justice, but will it be enough? And the public's reaction? Diddy's history is a playbook of control, and the trial's peeling back the layers. He was the party king, hosting lavish events where stars like Jay-Z and Drake mingled. But behind the glitz, allegations paint a darker picture. Witnesses say he'd lure women with promises of fame, only to trap them in a cycle of fear and coercion. Mia testified about cleaning up hotel rooms after Diddy's stays, making sure no evidence of his private life leaked. Rooms she called a nightmare. Over the years, he allegedly built a world where he called the shots, using his power to silence anyone who dared to resist. The man who once partied with Trump at New York hotspots now stands accused of turning that influence into a weapon. But could Trump really do this? The public's response has been a mix of outrage and dark humor. Memes like the baby oil scandal, stemming from 1,000 bottles seized during raids on Diddy's mansions, have taken over the internet, with fans joking about his excesses while seething over the allegations. Posts online call him a monster who doesn't care about anyone but himself, a man who allegedly used women to feed his ego. The idea of a pardon has only fueled the anger. Fans are demanding justice, not a free pass. They see Diddy as the ultimate villain, someone who's hurt countless lives without a shred of guilt. So what's next? Here's the harsh reality. Diddy's been exposed as a man who allegedly thrived on control, leaving a trail of broken lives in his wake. And now he might slip through the cracks because of a presidential pardon. Trump's openness to the idea has fans reeling, while 50 Cent fights to keep justice on track. Will Diddy face the consequences he deserves, or will fame and connections let him walk free? This story's far from over, and the next move could change everything. What do you think? Should Diddy get a second chance, or someone just unalive him? After torturing him, of course. Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more shocking updates.
He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up from what I read. I don't know, he didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. It's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right.